I am Fabian Bennett, supervisor of the military pay section. And today I would like to talk to you briefly about how pay works for your finance while mobilizing. As you can see, the information as far as where we're located is on the first slide with a contact number. So, deployments. When it comes to a deployment, there are a few things you would need to know. Since we're talking about payroll, finance, that type of thing, your pay and entitlements is the first point of the discussion. So, leave and earning statement, or as we call the LES, has a couple components I would like to talk to you about today. So, the first component of your pay and entitlements is that your LESs, remember, leave and earning statements, are very important while you're mobilized, not just for you, but for your family members. It entails the base pay, which is a taxable amount. It includes entitlements. These entitlements that are fairly standard are BAH, or Basic Allowance for Housing, and Basic Allowance for Subsistence, Food, BAS. So those three components will always be reflected in your entitlement section of your LES. Now, there are other entitlements, as you can see on the slide, cost of living allowance, family separation for those soldiers that have dependents, and hazardous duty or hostile fire pay, flight pay for those that are qualified, leave, and it would have a section for deductions. So that is a base overview of what is within an LES. Now, the LES is extremely important because it has other remarks and information within. What we would like to ensure is that the soldier reviews all sections of their LES. LESs will change, as you will see by the next examples. So this is your mid-month LES. So your mid-month LES comes out around the 15th, is scheduled around 1st through the 15th of the month. Now, within that 1st through the 15th of the month, there are the entitlements in the entitlement section, as I've talked about. You will also notice the deduction section, including all taxes. If you are in a combat zone that's tax exclusive, you will also have the refunds available in your entitlement section. So let's take a moment and look at the remarks. In the remarks, you will see a variety of actions. You will see a period of duty and any other additional comments or remarks that you would need to be concerned with. Now, it is very important that you and your family member understand how to read the LES. In the top portion of the LES, where your name, your social, your grade is located, are some basic admin information. You will always review that section of your LES. Remember, while you're deployed, you will receive 2 LESs. As I move to the next slide, you'll notice the end of month LES looks slightly different, highlighted with the red. These differences must be noted. If you notice also, it looks very similar, unless you review the period that the LES is covering. Now, your LES has a lot of other important things. It has your retirement TSP, as we like to call it, thrift savings program within. So we ask that you really spend some time to review these key factors within your LES, or as I stated, your leave and earning statement. As the last word connotates, statement. So it is not a paycheck. So what you really need to understand is you really have to read and review all factors within. It is a wealth of knowledge and information that will help you. Moving on to the next slide. There will be different LESs that, as we like to call, off-cycle LESs. So these off-cycle LESs will have a variety of information for you. It is up to you to read your LESs, as I've stated, to identify some of these points. Now, in your LESs, while you're mobilized in a combat zone, you can have tax deferments. It is up to you beforehand to review the IRS website or speak with an accountant on some of your options when processing your taxes. But as the slide connotates, there are some deferments that can occur. There are optional programs within, while mobilized, there are some options while mobilized, such as the thrift saving program, which is tax-free, Roth TSP, and the savings deposit program. As you can see on the slide, there's some contact information from the savings deposit program, as well as understanding some base points. As we stated, this is a very good time to save. Now, once you're in your deployment and it has ended, your deployment is not over, or the process you need to do is not over. So you must complete your 1351-2 form. Now, this covers all reimbursables and incidentals while you were traveling or en route or moving between different points from your home station, from your home of record, which is where your house is, where your address is, to the airport, to the mobilization site, wherever that may be, to your theater of operation, wherever that may be. So understand, once that is one leg of your mission, you will have to reverse order. It is that reverse order you will need to take a moment and identify dates and times that you're moving. It is very important because once you return back to Connecticut, you will take this time and process or complete these dates within your travel voucher. Now, in order to receive the reimbursement from the government, please log into MyPay. As you can see from the slides, there is a direct deposit section. After logging into MyPay and selecting direct deposit, you will review your travel EFT account information and make updates. It is highly beneficial that this is the option you choose because it's the fastest way to get the money out to you. Now, please be aware there are some deployment traps. So some of these deployment traps are listed here. What we like to recommend is you take a moment and identify any debts, federal debts that you see on your LES, and work with your command to resolve these debts. Now, take a look at the slide, please, and work with your family members to identify some of these traps. If there are any questions of me or my team, our number is listed on the slide, and our contact email is also listed. And that is a brief walkthrough of how pay works. So please be safe on your deployment, and we look forward to your return.